Alright, so he asks, I was hoping to get some advice on a situation I found myself in. Okay, you've come to the right place. To begin with, there was this very cute girl working at a restaurant I visit every day for lunch. At first, I wasn't very interested because dating wasn't a big priority for me at the time. After a couple of months, I finally asked her for her number. We finally decided on dinner last Friday, and it was a lot of fun. Many of our interests were similar, if not the same. I won't go over all the details in this post because I'm not really sure what's relevant here. Anyways, I was busy during the weekend and she was busy working yesterday when I stopped by for my usual lunch. I texted her about her coming over to my apartment to watch a movie, and she just said sorry, but she didn't think it would work out and didn't want to waste my time. I was pretty disappointed, and I said along the lines of, that's too bad, but it was nice getting to know you, and accepted that I wouldn't hear from her again. Except a couple of hours later, she messages me being really friendly and trying to get me to go out with her friend whom I've never met or seen. I just joked and said it wouldn't be fair to meet me or her friend. She said I was missing out, and I just agreed. Wished her the best, said if she changed her mind, she should contact me and I'd see her around. Should I have handled something differently? And I'm also wondering if I should have changed my usual lunch spot, as I don't want to seem like I'm still pursuing her. Okay. All right. Well, so the thing is that you weren't very interested in dating, but you were talking to her and you were flirting with her, and she's seen you after a couple of months and you finally asked her number. Okay. So what happens when you don't make a move early on is that she loses interest from you. So you have to assume that women are like a radioactive substance. Her attraction level is, and it has a half-life. Okay, so unless there's something that you're doing, so in other words, if you don't move her towards yes or no, like I want to go out with you or not early on, it's going to decay and it makes it harder and harder. So what you were stuck in a category of you're not a no, and it might be fun, or maybe she just wanted a free meal or something. So you went out on a date, right? But you're going out there and you're seeing her all the time at lunch. Stop by for your usual lunch and she's busy working. So in other words, you're trying to see her outside of the dating context and you're acting like her boyfriend. And that's the problem here. You're acting like her boyfriend. Like there's no reason you should be going and seeing her all the time for your lunch. If you go out with her one time, then why are you going in there to try to see her when it's not a date? That just shows that you just want more of her time and attention. You got to give her the space to come to you. But it took you a long time to actually ask her out. So when you first talked to her and she found that you might be interesting and you saw her maybe once, twice, third time, definitely you should have said something. Hey, second, third time, definitely should have said something. Hey, let's go out. And then you did go out, but it's been going on for a couple of months. So this tells me that you've been scared to move things forward. And she senses that, right? She senses that you're scared to move things forward. And so that kind of diminishes her level of attraction for you because that doesn't show strength. That shows lack of self-worth. And she wants a guy who has self-worth, because a man who has self-worth has done something to earn it. He's going somewhere in his life and he believes in himself. But if a guy doesn't believe in himself, believes that he knows where he's going in his life and doesn't value himself, then she's going to reflect that and it's going to turn her off, because women want to see a man who has a compelling vision and who is going somewhere with his life. That's what she ultimately wants to see. And then that's ultimately what she needs if it's going to go from dating to raising a family and that kind of stuff. She needs to see that compelling vision. That's very important for her and how she's going towards her life too, right? She wants to build a family and have love and connection, but you need to be seeking that compelling vision. But you're not demonstrating that, or it's too early on and you're not feeling that within your heart. You don't feel that self-worth. You don't feel worthy intrinsically. So you are doing the tactics. You are doing a lot of the things that I say, or at least the frameworks. I don't really like to say tactics. But you asked her to come over to your apartment to watch a movie after the first date, right? It's a little bit early to just make the date that way. That isn't the framework. That isn't the dating framework that I recommend. I recommend just going to go get drinks and then you make plans afterwards. But you did that, and it's to watch a movie at your apartment. So everybody knows what that means, right? You come to your apartment to watch a movie. Yeah, that's what I mean. She said sorry, but she didn't think it would work out, right? So she's telling you she's not interested. So whatever happened on the date, it sounds like you were acting a little bit too approval seeking, like you wanted her too much of her time and attention. You were too available to her all the time. That's what that tells me. Because if you're a guy who's like, I like you, but I don't need you, you could have showed up there. You could have asked her out, and it wouldn't have mattered, right? It wouldn't have mattered. She still would have liked you, and you wouldn't have had that radioactive decay problem. If you're a guy who's got his shit together, he's got his compelling vision, and he knows what he wants with his life, you're not going to have that radioactive decay problem in the effect that she'll lose attraction. What she'll do is she'll stop her own attraction level for you out of self-preservation. So in other words, you like her, but you're not interested in her, but she still finds you attractive. That just raises her up, 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 up. And at some point, she has to cut it off because it's not serving her anymore. And it's going to put her in a bad spot. So she'll cut that, she'll cut it, and then she'll put you in a zone of, he's not available, and she's like, he's not available, and I don't have a chance with him, so I'm not going to do this, because she doesn't want to have this crush and have it going on and on and on. A young woman, teenagers and stuff, young women will do that. They'll crush, and then they'll obsess and that kind of thing. An older woman will say, he's still attractive, but he's not available to me, but I still find him attractive, and that's okay. I can still joke and flirt with him and stuff. The ones in the middle will just be like, I need to self-preserve and cut myself out, because they haven't fully integrated that yet, that thing where the mature woman has. So she'll need to do that. And that's what's going on here, most likely. But I think, I'm sorry, that is not what's going on here most likely. I misspoke. What's going on here is you turned her off over time. You talked her out of liking you, and I'm sorry to say that. She says she hook you up with her friend. So if that ever happens, like if a woman that you're interested in says, hey, I want to hook you up with your friend, say, is she hot, right? Is she hot? And then that tells you, she'll say, well, she's got a great personality. That tells you everything you need to know, right? And you say, okay, well, I'm not interested. So women who find you attractive aren't going to try to hook you up with their hot friends, because they don't want that competition. They fight each other for the top guys. So don't do that, but she will not do that. Man, my mind is something going off today. I don't know what's going on with my speech, but anyways, don't worry about that. Keep going to your restaurant, man. Don't let her control your life. Don't let the emotions. You do what you want to do. If she's there or whatever, it's fine. She doesn't want to date you, and that's fine. That you're her friend. You're her friend, right? You're going to be in the friend zone. You're really not going to get out of that unless you are able to stop talking her out of liking you. But it doesn't matter right now. It doesn't matter, right? So divorce yourself from any possibility of ever being with her again, and just move on. I don't think you should go to another restaurant. I don't think you should change your life around. That's what you like. That's what you love doing. So do things that you love doing, and don't move your life around because of some other woman likes you or doesn't like you or anything like that. And one last thing I want to say is, and this is something I get into in a coaching program, is you said we have a lot of similar interests or the same interests, and you're not going to go over all the details. That's fine, because that is what I call an attraction amplifier or a multiplier. It's not the attraction. And so guys will mistake thinking that common interests make her attracted to him, and they don't. They just, if you multiply by 0, you got 0, right? So she could be uninterested in you in a romantic sense, and you could still have all the same interests, and it's still going to be 0, right? 0 times a million interests is still 0. So you have to have some attraction there. If there's some attraction or you have all these interests, then it's a multiplicative effect, right? She's like, oh, wow, I like him, and we have so many interests. Just like it happened for you. But if she wasn't attractive physically to you, it wouldn't have mattered how many interests you had in common. You wouldn't want to move it forward. But yeah, you can have a friendship, and that's what she's saying here. She'd rather be friends. Anyways, that's all I got, and I hope that's helpful for you. Bye.